Hello boys and girls, this is Donald Potter. I'm the author of the Blend Phonics Lessons and Stories that many of you are using to learn how to read. And again, my picture is here on the back, just in case you'd like to know what I look like. I am a teacher and I have taught boys and girls and teenagers and adults to read, many people to read for many years. And what we're going to do, this is going to be a very short version of the Phonovisual Charts, and I'm going to explain how to use these charts. And I would like to start off recommending that you have a mirror, and with the mirror you can look at your mouth and see how you make the sounds, and you can watch somebody else's mouth, and that is a very great help. But I do recommend having a mirror. This, by the way, I put these in a there's two charts, separate charts. I put them in a page protector to keep them good. And what we're going to do, I call this a tapping exercise. And with your Phonovisual charts that you get in your packet of materials, with the book and the charts and the spiral for writing in. We do a lot of writing when we learn to read, writing and spelling. This is the consonant chart. The other side is the vowel chart. So we're going to do the consonant chart first. And if you learn all of these, you can become a very, very, very good reader. And I call it a tapping exercise because as we do them, I'm going to be putting my finger right, I'll be touching the picture. The picture is called the clue because it gives you a clue as to what the sound that is associated with the letter. When talking to kids, I usually just say the sound the letter makes. It's not technically exactly correct. Letters don't make any sounds, but they do represent sounds. And anyway, so here we go. We have pig, p. Notice there's a line after the P. That means that this is going to be the sound at the beginning of this word that this picture represents. So, and there's a yellow row, pink, green, blue. We call these the voiceless consonants. They start in the front of the mouth, and as you go down the chart, they go to the back. These are the you will use also called whisper consonants. When I teach children, young people, I usually will just teach you all to call these whisper consonants. These are the voice consonants, and if you put your hand on your voice box on your neck, under your neck, it will you'll feel it vibrate. Your atom, there where your Adam's apple is. The green are all these three sounds come out your nose, and these are called the other consonants, and they're related to the consonants that go this way. They have similarities. Okay, so we're going to do this very quickly. Pig, p. Wheel, w. Fan, f. And the PH is another way that you can spell the F sound, the f sound. 3, th. It may be a little bit hard to hear. If you look in your mirror, you'll see that your tongue is between your teeth. Say the word 3, and then think of that first sound. Next is a top, t. Just a t sound. Try not to add a to it, t. It's just supposed to be t. You don't say t-op, it's just top. Saw, s. And notice a C can make the S sound with an E, I, or a Y. Ship, sh. Cherry, ch. Key, k. Horn, h. And notice how that's in the back of your mouth, so you went from the front of the mouth with the p to the back of your throat, I should say, with the h. Now we're going to do the voice consonants. And by the way, the voice consonant is very similar to the whisper consonant. It just use your voice. So here we have bear, b. Wagon, w. Valentine, v. This, th. Just like the th, only now you're using your voice. Th. Duck, D. Zebra, Z. Jar, J. Goat, G. Notice how I'm tapping on them as I do them. Monkey, M. Nest, N. Swing, N. Queen, Qu. Leaf, L. And notice the air comes out around your tongue. It's touching the roof of your mouth in the front. Rabbit, R. By the way, we don't say R. We don't say It's just the R. Just say rabbit and make that sound go. R. Yard, Y. And the last, notice, and I should have mentioned it here, there's a line in front of the X. That means it's going to be at the end of this word. So this is box. So it's the X sound at the end. Box. Okay. Practice those until you know them really, really good. We'll go to the vowel chart. These are the English vowel sounds. And the first row are the long vowels. The second row, these are the short vowels, and all of these down here we simply call the other vowels. So what are these called? Long vowels, yes. What are these called? Short vowels. Ah, you got it. And all of these together down here are called the what? Long vowels. Yes, you got it. So let's do it. Here we have cake, A. And if you can see it, there's an AY, an AI, and I wrote in EA underneath there. So there are different ways that you can say the cake sound. I'm going to do this whole chart, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to talk a little bit more at the end about what these lines represent. Cake, A. Tree, E. 5, I. Rose, O. Mule, U. Long vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Short vowels, cat, ah. Notice there's lines on both sides, so we're listening for the sound in the middle of the word. Cat, ah. Bed, eh. Fish, eh. Top, ah. Duck, Short vowels, ah, eh, I, ah, By the way, look in the mirror and you can see how your mouth changes as you make each of these sounds. They're all different. Now we're going to look at the other vowels, and we're going to start on this side. We have a picture of a saw. Say saw, aw, and that's the sound of the AW, the AU, and ALL. All. Car, R, and it'll just be written AR. The R is in parentheses to show that it affects the sound of the A. Now notice all of these had an A in it, even all the way down here, didn't it? This whole column has O's in it. So we're going to start with the other sound here. Moon, ooh, ooh. Book, and notice sometimes the U has the sound. Cow, ow. OW, and that's an OU underneath there. Ow. The OW is usually used at the end of words and the OU inside of the words. Boy, oi. Fork, or. Fur, Okay, that's the chart. That's what you need to practice every day until you know them, and get to where you can cover up the picture and look at the letter only and still be able to say A, E, I, O, U. You can actually take like a note card, cover those up. You can also cover this up and make sure that you can remember the spelling, and you can do that all the way down with a note card. Now let me explain the little lines in there, okay? Here at the end of our video, we got a couple minutes. That represents a letter. For example, if I put a T in the middle of the A and the E, it would be 8. And yes, the E is short, but if you just think of the AE as saying A, that's really, as a pattern, is a good way to do it. If I put a P in there instead of that line, I would have ape. If I put a C in front of the A and I put a K where the line is, I would have the word cake. And start looking for this AE pattern in many, many words you'll find on almost every page that you read. Next we have tree E. There's no line. There could be, but there's no line there because there's not very many words, like maybe the word here and a few, and Pete and a few others. Here we have another line, and if I put a C in there, that word would be ice. If I put a B in the front and a K where the line is, I would have bike. And you can spell many, many words that way and read them. Here's rose. If I put an R in front of the O and an S where the line is, I would have the word rose. And the word the symbol for mule, if I put an M in front of the U and an L where the line is, I would actually have the word mule. And then of course there's the EW as in the word few. Now, to explain these right here is really interesting. For example, if I put a T where the line is on the end, this is the A sound, I would have the word at. If I put an H on the front and a T on the end, I have the word hat. And this will all be explained to you in as you do your lessons in Reading Made Easy with, Blend Phonics lessons and stories, and your teacher will be using Reading Made Easy with Blend Phonics for first grade. Then we have the E of bed. If I put a B in the front and a D at the end, I have the word bed. And you can write many words, and sometimes it'll be spelled EA, a little hard to see on our picture here. Then we have fish. And if I put a T at the end, I have the word it. And if I put a F at the front and a T at the end, I have the word fit. So you can write many, many, many words this way using the consonants on the other chart. Top, ah. If I put an H on the front and a P on the end, I have what? Hop. All right. And you can write many words that way. And then we have the word, the duck, this is the sound. If we put a P at the end, we have up. If we put a C at the front and a P at the end, we have cup. So that's the significance of those lines. This is what we study in the first part of reading of Blend Phonics lessons and stories, and then these other sounds are studied in the last part of the book. And this is the end of our video, and best of luck, boys and girls.